So I go by the name Musa, but I can say there's a term I'm missing. So it's just my nickname. Also a company name called Manusike Photography. So today, guys, I'm going to inspire you. I'm here to inspire you. Inspiration time. I'll just read some old story just to inspire everyone. I can see 3 people are watching. Thank you guys for coming in. Don't forget to subscribe and share, like and comment. So now the first story, the elephant rope. A gentleman was walking through. Let me do this. A gentleman was walking through an elephant camp, and he spotted that the elephants weren't being kept in cages or held by the use of chains. So here, a man was walking, a gentleman, while he was walking in the elephant camp where there's elephants, and he spotted that one of the elephants were not kept on the cage or held by any of chains. So all that was holding them back from escaping the camp was a small piece of rope tied to one of their legs. So as the man gazed upon the elephants, the elephants, he was completely confused as to why the elephants didn't just use their strength to break the rope and escape the camp. So it means the elephant was not inside the cage. So as the elephant was not inside the cage, the man, while was walking along or around, the elephant was tied with a rope, a small rope, on their legs. So as the man gazed upon the elephant, he was completely confused. So the man was confused why the elephant didn't just threaten to break the rope and escape the camp. So they could easily have done so, but instead they didn't try to at all. And then, curious and wanting to know the answer, he asked the trainer nearby why the elephants were just standing there and never tried to escape. The trainer replied. So it means like for example, a dog. Usually, a dog is usually they put inside the cage so that it don't go out in the house or in the area. So here we find out that all of the elephants were on the camp but not in the cage, but they were just tied with the rope, and there was easily that the elephants might go. So this story was like a certain person saw this thing. So and he asked the trainer why the elephants didn't go and try to go because it was not inside the cage. So the trainer replied, when they are very young and much smaller, we use the same size rope to tie them, and at that age it's enough to hold them. As they grow up, they are conditioned to believe they cannot break away. They believe the rope can still hold them, so they never try to break free. So and another thing, the only reason that the elephants were not breaking free and escaping from the camp was that over time they adopted the belief that it just wasn't possible. So the moral of the story, no matter how much the world tries to hold you back, always continue with the belief that what you want to achieve is possible. The moral of the story makes me to remember, or I just remember what one of the parents said today at church. that what you believe, make sure what you believe, you make sure you have an understanding about God, and we have a testimony about God, because someone can come and tell different story about God. For example, someone can tell, no, the Jesus you are believing in is not the Jesus that you are supposed to. But if you have a testimony about Jesus, you have a testimony about God, even if things can come, even if people can tell different story about Jesus Christ, you won't believe them, because we are keen to the belief we have now. So let me tell you again the moral of the story. The moral of the story says, no matter how much the world tries to hold you back, always continue with the belief that what you want to achieve is possible. So whatever you want to achieve in life, and you believe that is possible, keep on believing that one day you will win. So believing you can become successful is the most important step in actual achieving it. So before you can achieve something, just believe that you can achieve it. So that's the moral of the story. And then we have another one. This one is creative thinking. This topic, the first topic I was learning about when I started doing IT, one of the computer skills topics they have. So creative thinking, we're in a topic where we're saying thinking out of the box. So here's the story. In a small Italian town, hundreds of years ago, a small business owner owed a large sum of money to a loan shark. So this businessman was owing a loan shark like large sum of money. So the loan shark was a very old, unattractive looking guy that just so happened to fancy the business owner's daughter. So then he decided to offer the businessman a deal that will completely wipe out the debt he owed him. However, the catch was that he would only wipe out the debt if he could marry the businessman's daughter. So you know what? The Italy, there was an Italian town, just a small town in Italy, 100 years ago. So a certain business owner, a small business owner, was owing large of money from a loan shark. So that loan shark was very old and also was unattractive. So then that man decided that no, in order to wipe out the debt, you need to give me your daughter, the daughter of the businessman. So okay, let's carry on. Needless to say, this proposal was met with a look of disgust. So probably no one would want his daughter to be married to such an unattractive man, an old man. So then the loan shark said that he would place 2 pebbles into a bag, one white, one black. The daughter will then have to reach into the bag and pick out a pebble. If it was black, the debt will be wiped. And but the loan shark will then marry her if it's the way around. If it was white, okay, if it was white, the debt would also be wiped, but the daughter wouldn't have to marry the loan shark. So if it happened that the daughter picked up the black one, the black pebble, then the debt will be wiped. But then the loan shark will then marry her. So will marry the daughter of the businessman. And then if it's white, the pebble, if it's white, then they won't be married. So standing on the pebbles strewn path in the businessman garden, the loan shark bent over and picked up 2 pebbles. Whilst he was picking them up, the daughter noticed that he would pick up 2 black pebbles and place them both into the bag. So he then asked the daughter to reach into the bag and pick one. Then the daughter naturally had 3 choices as to what she could have done. Remember, guys, the story here, we are talking about a certain businessman in Italy 100 years ago. He was owing I'm not sure I can say multiple million of rent or more money from a loan shark that was also old and not even attractive. So the loan shark decided that no, in order to wipe out the debt, you need to give me your daughter. Then the man must get married with the loan shark, the businessman's daughter. Okay, let's carry on because I think some people were. So the daughter, because the daughter saw evening then. So then, okay, let's carry on. So the daughter naturally had 3 choices as to what she could have done. First, refuse to pick a pebble from the bag. 2, take both pebbles out of the bag and expose the loan shark for cheating. So the loan shark took black, both of them were black, because the choice was if the daughter chooses black, then she marries the loan shark. If she chooses white, she does not marry the loan shark. So the loan shark picked up 2 black. So there was no way that the daughter cannot get married with the loan shark. But the daughter saw that. So another second option was that pick a pebble from the bag fully, well knowing it was black, and sacrifice herself for her father's freedom. So that's the option she had. So she threw out a pebble from the bag, and before looking at it, accidentally dropped it into the midst of the other pebbles. She said to the loan shark, "Oh, how clumsy of me. Never mind, if you look into the bag for the one that is left, you'll be able to tell which pebble I picked." Okay, so the pebble left in the bag is obviously black, and seeing as the loan shark didn't want to be exposed, he had to play along as if the pebble the daughter dropped was white and clear her father's debt. Okay. So here's the moral of the story. The moral of the story is about it's always possible to overcome a tough situation through out of the box thinking, not give in to only options you think you have to pick from. Okay, let me start up here. It's always possible to overcome a tough situation through out of the box thinking. So you think out of the box and not give into the only options you think you have to pick from. Some people they'll translate for me, they'll make other people understand. So the third one, we have the group of frogs. So now is an encouragement. I'm trying to encourage you, my family audience here. So let me switch the volume. You might not hear me. So as a group of frogs was traveling through the woods, two of them fell into a deep pit. When the other frogs crowded around the pit and saw how deep it was, they told the 2 frogs that there was no hope left for them. Let me start again. As a group of frogs was traveling through the woods, two of them fell into a deep pit. When the other frogs crowded around the pit and saw how deep it was, they told the other two frogs that there was no hope left for them. So, however, the two frogs decided to ignore what the others were saying, and they proceeded to try and jump out of the pit. Despite their efforts, the group of frogs at the top of the pit were still saying that they should just give up, that they will never make it out. Eventually, one of the frogs took heed to what the others were saying, and he gave up, falling down to his death. The other frog continued to jump as hard as he could. Again, the crowd of frogs yelled at him to stop the pain and just die. So, before I carried on, it's like this is an encouragement. Whenever you are doing something, the people who are watching you will discourage you and tell you that you won't make it. As the story talking about frogs, the frogs were just outside. They see the pit. Already, the other frogs were about to, it was about to go down, like to death. But the other one didn't listen. The other one said, okay, let me give up, and then just died. So let's carry on. While they were yelling at the frog to stop the pain and just die, so he jumped even harder. Finally made it out. When he go out, the other frog said, "Did you not hear us? Remember, even if you have passed, people will tell you that you will fail. After passing a test or exam, they might ask you, didn't it tell you that you'll fail? Why? You have passed." Okay, then the frog explained to them that he was deaf. He thought they were encouraging him the entire time. Oh, so here, the other one was deaf. He couldn't understand, he couldn't to hear anything. And then the other one, because he was fine, not disabled, he was fine. People, the other frogs were telling him that no, you can't make it, just give up. Then he didn't give up. But this one, because he was deaf, he carried on and jumped even harder, finally made it out. And then they asked him, "Did you not hear us? That this was not possible." Then the frog explained to them that he was deaf. He thought they were encouraging him the entire time. I think you know the story. So here's the moral of the story, guys. People's words can have a big effect on others' lives. So as I'm talking with you, I can have a big effect and impact in your life. So think about what you say before it comes out of your mouth. It might just be difference between life and death. So the moral of the story here, just think about what you say before it comes out of your mouth. So you see, sometimes you just speak without, okay, I won't say it's without thinking, but without thinking and analyze what you are going to say. And at the end, things like this happens. So it might just be the difference between life and death. So let's carry on another one. I think this one will be our third or our fourth one. Pound of butter. So this one is just talking about honesty. Pound of butter. So guys, there was a farmer who sold a pound of butter to a baker. So one day, the baker decided to weigh the butter to see if he was getting the right amount, which he wasn't. Angry about this, he took the farmer to court. So the judge asked the farmer if he was using any measure to weight the butter. Then the farmer replied, "Honor, I am primitive. I don't have a proper measure, but I do have a scale." Then the judge asked, "Then how do you weigh the butter?" This one. So the farmer replied, "Your Honor, long before the baker started buying butter from me, I have been okay. Long before the baker started buying butter from me, I have been buying a pound loaf of bread from him. Every day when the baker brings the bread, I put it on the scale and give him the same weight in butter. If anyone is to be blamed, it is the baker." Okay, maybe we understand, guys. So the moral of the story is, in life you get what you give. Don't try and cheat others. So the moral of the story of this one, in life you get what you give. Don't try and cheat others. So don't cheat, guys. Don't cheat to others. So the fifth one, we're almost done. The fifth one is the obstacle in our path. This is talking about the opportunity. Although the topic says the obstacle in our path. Okay, so here's the story. In ancient times, a king had a boulder placed on a roadway. He then hid himself and watched to see if anyone will move the boulder out of the way. So some of the king's wealthiest merchants and courtiers came by and simply walked around it. And many people loudly blamed the king for not keeping the roads clear, but none of them did anything about getting the stone out of the way. So a peasant then came along carrying a load of vegetables. Upon approaching the boulder, the peasant laid down his burden and tried to push the stone out of the road. After much pushing, straining, he finally succeeded. So, and then after the peasant went back to pick up his vegetables, he noticed a purse lying in the road where the boulder had been. So the purse contained many gold coins and a note from the king explaining that the gold was for the person who removed the boulder from the roadway. Wow. So here's the moral of the story. Every obstacle we come across in life gives us an opportunity to improve our circumstances. And whilst the lazy complain, the others are creating opportunities through their kind hearts, generosity, and willingness to get things done. Let me repeat this one, guys. Every obstacle we come across in life give us opportunity to improve our circumstances. And while the lazy complain, the others are creating opportunities through their kind hearts, generosity, willingness to get things done. So that was the moral of the story. So we have the sixth one. Thank you guys for watching. May God bless you. The butterfly. So Now we're going to talk about a butterfly story. This one is talking about struggles. So, yeah, maybe now you are thinking out of the box. What kind of struggles we're going to talk about? Okay, a man found a cocoon of a butterfly. A cocoon or cocoon, something like that. Cocoon. Let me pronounce it like that. One day, a small opening appeared. He sat and watched the butterfly for several hours as it struggled to force its body through that little hole, until it suddenly stopped making any progress and looked like it was stuck. So the man decided to help the butterfly. He took a pair of scissors and snipped off the remaining bit of the cocoon. Then the butterfly then emerged easily, although it had a swollen body and small, shriveled wings. So the man didn't think anything of it and sat there waiting for the wings to enlarge to support the butterfly. But that didn't happen. So the butterfly spent the rest of its life unable to fly, crawling around with tiny wings and a swollen body. Despite the kind heart of the man, he didn't understand that the restricting cocoon and the struggle needed by the butterfly to get itself through the small opening were God's way of forcing fluid from the body of the butterfly into its wings to prepare itself for flying once it was out of the cocoon. So here's the moral of the story. Our struggles in life develop our strengths. So without struggles, we never grow and never get strong. So it's it's important for us to tackle challenges on our own and not be relying to help from others. So to me, I know I have parents, I have uncles, I have brothers, I have friends. So what I'm learning here is that whenever I'm in a struggle in life, I must not rely help from others. Although there will be help, but I must not rely on them. Learning on the moral of the story by saying, without struggles, we never grow and never get strong. So if there is no struggle in our life, we won't grow and we won't be strong. So it's so important. It's very, very important for us to tackle challenges on our own and not by relying on help from others. There's something I've learned when I started to do IT or even in high school. So every time when I was doing mathematics, whenever I try to do a certain equation on my own, and practice, is the more I will understand the equation, is more I will understand the mathematics terms, whatever problem, mathematical problem. So, which means, so any challenge, if you are trying to do on your own and not rely on others, you will win and will be strong. So here's another problem we have as men. This one, it beat us men. This one give us men problem. Most men have got this problem. I don't know about women. I don't know. I won't say more about them because I don't have any experience. So control your temper. So most men have got temper, guys. Anger issues. We didn't grow with our fathers. We grow, those things, guys. So here another story. There once was a little boy who had a very bad temper. You see, now talking about a boy now already. So you see, this thing of temper mostly it's for men. So most men have got temper. Let's carry on. So his father decided to hand him a bag of nails and say that every time the boy lost his temper, he had to hammer a nail into the fence. Yo, okay. So on the first day, the boy hammered 37 nails into the fence. So it means this boy had 37 times temper. So then the boy gradually began to control his temper over the next few weeks. And the number of nails he was hammering into the fence slowly decreased, because he knew that every time when he got a temper, he's supposed to hammer the nails into the fence. Then he discovered that it was easy to control his temper than to hammer those nails into the fence. Okay? Finally, the day came when the boy didn't lose his temper at all. He told his father the news, and the father suggested that the boy should now pull out a nail every day he kept his temper under control. Wow. So the day passed and the young boy was finally able to tell his father that all the nails were gone. So then the father took his son by the hand and led him to the fence. So here is what the father said to the son. "You have done well, my son, but look at the holes in the fence. The fence will never be the same. When you say things in anger, they leave a scar, just like this one. You can put a knife in a man and throw it out. It won't matter how many times you say I'm sorry, the wound is still there." Yo, okay? So, moral of the story, control your anger. Don't say things to people in the heat of the moment. So if things just happen, don't just say things. Just don't say anything. Just keep quiet. Because you may later regret. So some things in life you are unable to take back. That's all about temper. Oh, okay. So now almost an hour, guys. So now we're going to talk about the blind girl. This one is all about change. There was a blind girl who hated herself purely for the fact she was blind. The only person she didn't hate was her loving boyfriend. Yeah? So this girl is blind, hated herself because she was blind. And the person she didn't hate was her loving boyfriend. Okay. So as he was always there for her, okay, wow. So she said that if she could only see the world, she would marry him. Okay. One day, someone donated a pair of eyes to her. Now she could see everything, including her boyfriend. Yes, including her boyfriend. So her boyfriend asked her, "Now that you can see the world, will you marry me?" The girl was shocked when she showed. Okay. The girl was shocked when she saw that her boyfriend was blind too. Yo. And he refused to marry him. Her boyfriend walked away in tears and later wrote a letter to her saying, here's the letter, guys. So, this one I'm about to cry, guys. So, guys, I must start again. So this girl hated herself because she was blind. But there was one person she was loving. That was her boyfriend, a loving boyfriend. So she promised that if she can only see the world and have eyes to see, she will marry him without any hesitation. And later, the girl was given eyes. And then when she see the world and she see her boyfriend, she was shocked that her boyfriend was also blind. And then she decided not to marry him because the boyfriend was blind. Let me read the last one. The girl was shocked when she saw that her boyfriend was blind too and refused to marry him. Her boyfriend walked away in tears. Later wrote a letter to her saying, I can't read this one, guys. The letter says, just take care of my eyes, dear. So it means this man had eyes to see his girlfriend. But his girlfriend, because the girlfriend was blind, promised the boy that if I can only see the world, I'll marry you. I'll add on this one. Maybe she said, without any hesitation. Then the boy decided to donate his only eyes to the girl. Although the girl didn't know, I don't know how, the girl decided, no, I won't marry this man. He's also blind. I know how to live blind. You can't see. People take care of you. There's nothing you can do. Just follow the lead. They show you bad things, stuff. Just go. So here is the moral of the story, guys. When our circumstances change, so does our mind. Let me repeat this one. When our circumstances change, so does our mind. Some people may not be able to see the way things were before and might not be able to appreciate them. Let me start again. When our circumstances change, so does our mind. Some people may not be able to see the way things were before and might not be able to appreciate them. There are many things to take away from this story, not just one. This one of the inspirational short stories that left me speechless. So, to me, Also, so speechless, guys. I almost cried. I almost cried, guys. Oh my! Actually, I cried. So, puppies for sale. This is all about understanding. Puppies for sale. A shop owner placed a sign above his door that said puppies for sale. Okay, let's go through it this one. Okay, signs like this always have a way of attracting young children. And to no surprise, a boy saw the sign and approached the owner. "How much are you going to sell the puppies for?" he asked. So then the store owner replied, "Anyway, from $30 to $50. The little boy pulled out some change from his pocket. "I have $2.37. He said. Can I please look at them?" The shop owner smiled and whistled. Out of the kennel came a lady who ran down the aisle of his shop, followed by 5 tiny balls of fur. One puppy was lagging considerable behind. Immediately, the little boy singled out of the lagging, limping puppy and said, "What's wrong with that little dog?" The shop owner explained that the veterinarian had examined the little puppy and had discovered it didn't have a hip socket. It will always limp. It will always be a limp. So the little boy became excited that the puppy that is the puppy that I want to buy. The shop owner said, "No, you don't want to buy that little dog. If you really want him, I'll just give him to you." The little boy got quite upset. He looked straight into the store owner's eyes, pointing his finger and said, "I don't want you to give to me. That little dog is worth every bit as much as all the other dogs. I'll pay full price. In fact, I'll give you $2.37 now and give 50 cents in a month until I have him paid for." Then the shop owner countered, "You really don't want to buy this little dog? He is never going to be able to run and jump and play with you like the other puppies." To his surprise, the little boy reached down and rolled up his pant leg to reveal a badly twisted, crippled left leg supported by a big metal brace. He looked up at the shop owner and softly replied, "Well, I don't run so well myself. And the little pup will never need someone who understands." Yo? Yeah, guys, I think I have to go now. Not to go actually, to sleep. It's already time to sleep. So thank you guys. Although some of the stories were emotional to me. The one for the blind girl, it was so emotional. So thank you guys. I wanted to share something because I had someone in mind to motivate you, but nevertheless, we're gonna have another session with him next time, maybe next weekend. Otherwise, thank you guys for everything. I'll keep on uploading videos. I can see that you are supporting the channel. May God bless you and have a wonderful night and a wonderful weekday, because we're starting the week tomorrow. So, and have a great day at work. Thank you.